Travel Michigan, I'm Dave Lorenz, along with Michelle Benash. And Michelle, we're headed up to an area that I know you know quite well.
It is an area very near and dear to my heart, and we are headed to Oswald's Bear Ranch, which is not too far away from the Tahquamenon Falls area. And we are talking with Dean Oswald, who is the owner of the Bear Ranch. And Dean, you know, people think of bears or the UP as a place that you can go to see bears, but you allow them to see them in a very unique way. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, we've had it for years. In fact, we got stopped last year by the Department of Natural Resources and the Michigan Fishing and Wildlife Division for petting our cub bears, which is very instrumental in our business by bringing a lot of people in, putting a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it went through our senators and our House reps and the congressmen, and they got together with the governor, and now you can come back to the Oswald Bear Ranch and pet your cub bears and get your picture taken with them.
That's a pretty cool experience.
Fantastic. We've got 24 bears here on the ranch. I've had bears here now for 30 years. I've got 24 of them. 22 of them I bottle fed. We rescue most of all our bears where a mother has been killed by a poacher, maybe a logging accident, or sometimes it's been overbreeding by a federal outfit where someone may be sending one to a zoo and I'll buy it from them. That's kind of the
way you do it
of our ranch.
Yeah.
What kind of bears do you have there?
All black bears. All black bears. I've been approached by different people out west to adopt some grizzly bears, and it's altogether a different bear. We'd have to build new habitats, and then you want to be with them. Like my bears here, I walk in with them. I have them take food from my mouth, where I may have an apple or somewhere to take it out. I pet them. I'm familiar with them. They're familiar with me. Where Grizz, you've got to be with them every day, and if you're not, I think you're looking for trouble.
Well, you know, it is such a unique place. You hear a title, Oswald's Bear Ranch, and it really is hard to I think properly understand what you're doing there, because you really save these bears who are in dangerous situations, and you put them into a nice position where they can live out their lives, and people can get a better feeling for who they are and what they are.
I believe that's correct. that sounds better than what I can say it. But we bring the bears here. I bottle feed them for 2 months during the wintertime. Normally they're about 3 pounds, and then they go out into where we have an area where we take pictures with them all summer long. Then they go into the habitat where the males are at, either male or female, and we separate because there is no breeding in the state of Michigan, and we go from there. Then I've got one bear here now that I rescued here back 15 years ago. He's 20 years old now. Wow. Got arthritis, but he was abused bear, but he's doing real good here now. And I think he's my oldest. I know he's my oldest. And then I have some bears that are like in the 15-year-old bracket, all the way down to, like, say, 24 bears.
How big do black bears get?
Dave, I had back years ago. Well, he died 13 years ago, July 2nd. He was over 1,000 pounds in October. That's for going into hibernation. When he died, he weighed 880 on the scales. Monster bear. He was like Andre the Giant. It was the human race. This bear here was the bears. You take a black bear, it's over 1,000 pounds. He's a monster.
Well, and we shouldn't give the impression that these are tame bears or that they're pets, because that's not the case, right?
No, if you like, I can walk in. We have habitats. Everything is natural here. There's no cages. There are habitats where you walk around the area. Maybe one is 3,000 feet, another one a half a mile, and then 2 more that are less than that. But you walk around the outside where we have a fence, 10-foot fence, and then an 8-foot fence for people not to try to get in. Electric on the inside so the birds don't try to climb over. We walk in. We have to work in there. Like I said, my youngest son and I are very familiar with it because we're with them every day. We try to be with them every day, pet their throat, their ears, or whatever. And just when I walk in, I'm not afraid, but we want people to understand that these are bears that I raised, and even them, you couldn't get around them being a stranger. And definitely, you don't want to approach a bear that's in the wild.
Yeah, we did have an incident in West Michigan just recently where a black bear, came upon a young person running.
Yeah, young
which is
lady,
not a good idea.
That I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was called on that and asked about it, and it's pretty hard to say. It may have cubs, it may be starving, it may have something mentally the matter with it.
Yeah.
Normally, it may have been just outright surprise, too, and it made aggressive moves from there. But it's hard seeing why a bear would do it.
Yeah.
It did happen.
Talk a little bit about when folks come to the ranch, kind of what the experience is like, what the interaction is like. What are people going to find when they come?
What we do here, Michelle, we charge $20 for their car. Otherwise, if they have 4 people in the car, 6 people in the car, 10 people in the car, it's still $20. Once they get in here, they park their car, and then it's a walkabout. We have, like I say, 4 natural habitats. They experience the bears, being able to see them up close. We get within 8 feet of them through the fences, probably 6 feet, probably closer to 6 feet. A real experience to look at a bear and see how he acts. Then you have the interaction with our cub bears. And our cub bears, you get a chance to bring your camera. They get inside the cage area where the cub bears are at. You get a chance to pet the cub bears and feed the cub bears, and with your camera, we take several pictures, and it costs you $10. So it puts a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. Really, a chance of a lifetime. And I tell people, I know of 4 billion people who never did it before.
Yeah, yeah. The cub bears, how old are they now?
Right now, all your cub bears, black bears, are born in January.
Oh, wow.
And my cub bears right now are probably around 40 pounds. The law that Governor Snyder signed into effect for the Oswald Bear Ranch was to be 36 weeks of age or 90 pounds. So we're a long ways from there yet.
Yeah.
But we're open until the end of September, so they're going to put on a few more pounds.
You know, the first time I was in with those cub bears several years ago, I was shocked at how sharp their teeth are. Not that they bite, but they just kind of nibble a little bit if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
And even their claws are so long, even as little cubs.
Oh yes, yeah. The only time they get worn down a little bit is they're running quite a bit on the concrete, because that's our only part of our whole establishment here that has concrete, and that's for the cub bears. And it wears them down a little bit. Like you say, their teeth are definitely sharp. I get when they're about 3 months of age until the 4 months of age, they're like a young puppy. They want to bite all the time. And believe me, I've not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
they just nibble.
I've been nursed a lot of time from them, but they're like a puppy, really. And now the older they get, the better they get. And mine right now, you could do anything really without really hurting, but they would never bite you.
Well, they're incredibly strong and interesting animals, and I can tell you, and I know Michelle feels the same way, that a visit to Oswald's Bear Ranch is really something you shouldn't miss. It's a great
think
thing.
It's nice here. We've had some great response from it. I think a lot of people can look at our Facebook, we're Oswald Bear Ranch, for videos, and also on our webpage, which is oswaldbearranch.com. I get a lot of compliments. It makes me feel good where a lot of people come up to me and tell me that made a real impression on their vacation, and that's what it's all about. Put a lot of smile on people's faces, and that's what we try to do.
Well, thank you, Dean. Thank you for all that you do there with kind of saving these animals and making them available for people to see up close and personal and get a better understanding for what happens in nature as well. And frankly, there are a lot of bears in Michigan, and especially in the UP, but it's not often you see them in the wild. So here's a great opportunity to see black bear up close in a safe environment as well. Oswald's Bear Ranch. For more information, just go to oswaldsbearranch.com, and the ranch is open through the end of September this year. Lots of events happening, of course, year-round right here in Michigan, and fall's a good time to head out and enjoy some of them.
One great way to head out is on your bike. The Dick Allen Lansing to Mackinac bicycle tour is happening August 28th through September 1st. It is a bicycle camping tour that begins at the MSU Pavilion and heads all the way up to Mackinac. And then, of course, Michigan Peach Festival in the greater Romeo area is happening this week, and that will include parades and carnival rides and food and fun for the whole family. We've got Thumb Fest over in Lexington at the end of the month on the 31st. It's a free all-day music festival with acoustic and traditional music for the entire family, so check out Thumb Fest. And we've got Antiques on the Bluff in St. Joseph, Michigan, which I have been to, and it is a great way to look at antiques. You've got Lake Michigan, you've got Antiques, you're right downtown. It's a really cool event. That's happening September 1st. Over in South Haven area, in Lawrence, there is the Ox Roast happening the 31st through September 2nd. So Labor Day weekend, it's homecoming, and how better to celebrate than with an ox roast?
Would be better if they changed the name to Loren. I think. Just the way I'm thinking.
And we've also got the National Dahlia Show at Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park. So the flower lovers amongst us will want to check that out August 31st through September 1st. So check out Michigan.org for more information on these, many more.
Fantastic. I do that all the time, checking Michigan.org for events. It's really a great place to go. Speaking of a great place to go, the 3rd Michigan State Fair will be a great place to go. We're going to learn all about it next, right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.